Hey guys, today on Talking Mods, we're going to talk about 9 things that I hate people do to their cars when they're modifying. Let's jump into it. Hey guys, on today's episode we get to talk about a pretty fun topic. It's a modification that you've seen on a vehicle that you just can't stand. It's going to be my personal opinion, but in our offices, and I'm sure with your friends, you guys always talk about some ridiculous thing you've seen.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's just ridiculous. Let's go through it here. This one's, I'm not exactly sure what to call it. I'm going to call it the Autozone Mods. I'm not plugging them here, obviously.
So we're here at Autozone today. There is a ton of parts in there that are going to give us maximum horsepower.
Autozone Pep Boy Mods. It's going to be like the things that you see on the fake vents on the side, those stickers, the spike lugs, you know, those ones that look like, I'm talking about those spike lugs that, you know, in that movie like Ben-Hur when he's fighting on his chariot and they're on the car. I think those look ridiculous. Those cheap mods. Eyelashes.
We are canceling eyelashes on the front of cars.
There was a whole fad where I used to see all these Beetles and cars with eyelashes. I mean, those are just ridiculous. So another mod is something that I think you guys might disagree with me on because a lot of people do it. It's the Muffler Delete mod. And in particularly, what's the Muffler Delete is where you take out the canister. They're kind of almost trying to go for a straight pipe or whatever it is, but it sounds terrible. Besides it being louder, it's completely an unrefined sound. It drones when you're driving. I don't know if you've driven on it when you're driving past them. You can hear the car, it drones. It's not a very sophisticated sound. I think it's pretty ridiculous.
It's ridiculous!
It's almost as bad as having that whistle thing. That's a cheap mod. So that's from the first one. I don't know if you guys have seen those whistle things. That was a little thing that existed a long time back.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Another mod, one that I do support the community if you guys are doing it, but it's something that I personally don't like. I don't like it for certain reasons. It's something that basically, you know, it's form over function, and you know, I look at a car being for function, and this mod is the hella flush. So when you've got your vehicle, and I'm sure we could put a picture up, maybe a couple different pictures up. They're not even straight. The wheels are not even straight. It's basically like this, and the tires are barely even touching, and they're gonna wear down in less than 3,000 miles or so. Yeah, it looks cool, but it wears down your tires, and tires are pretty expensive if you're putting on some quality tires. Even cheap tires, you're going through it constantly. I don't really see the purpose of it. I know some of you guys like it. That's my opinion. Another mod that I really don't like is adding crazy lights. And what I mean by that is not like modifying your lights and changing, the interior lights to interior like LEDs and the white light, or using higher quality lights or anything like that. That's perfectly good. That's nice. Changing out to a nicer tail light, I can agree with that. But what I'm talking about is, you guys remember the first Fast and Furious, all the cars had underglow. That's definitely dated. It looks silly. I see it today sometimes, and I think it looks very silly. Vibrating lights for no apparent reason. LED strips on the back of where your taillights are, on top of your taillights. Just some random stuff. It just looks completely ridiculous. One that I cannot stand at all, and I think you guys are going to love it, fake badges. How many times have we seen that one? You've got a BMW, and it's definitely not a M3, and they've got an M badge on it. Or they're pretending to be an M5, or it's a Nissan, it's got a Nismo badge on it, and it's not a Nismo. It goes on and on. I have seen this all the time. I mean, that's just stupid.
That's stupid. That don't make no sense.
I mean, not only are you it's not even a fake, you're just putting on another badge that doesn't belong there. It just looks completely ridiculous. Please don't do these, guys. Just have some taste. This is a mod that kind of ticks me off.
You're pissing me off.
Okay. I see people doing this all the time. I'll see expensive cars, and we'll see like a $100,000 car, and he's got expensive wheels, $8,000 Ford set of wheels from HRE. You've got on there a set of $200 tires that are the cheapest possible. And I have seen this every single time I've had to, I don't say anything to our customers, obviously, but if you are, I'm offending you, I'm sorry, but I just don't understand it. You're spending all this stuff, and the number one thing, the contact patch, your tires, which is one of the most important things, why go cheap on it? There's a reason to go cheap on the tires at certain times, but why go so cheap on a tire that's your safety, not going to have as good stopping power? The performance, you basically just took away all that performance out of that car. It's cars that, you know, 911s, and I mean, I've seen different cars like that. I mean, I just can't believe it when I see it, you know, and I understand that people go into tire shops and they say, hey, I want the cheapest tire. You really get what you pay for. And that one surprises me quite a bit. Another one that kind of ticks me off and I hate seeing, again, it goes back to the tires kind of tying in, is mismatched tires. So you'll see like Michelin's up front and Continental up back. You know, obviously you're going to have different tread wear, there are different design tires, there's summer performance tires, there's all season tires. So why are you going to have different tires? I understand, again, sometimes things happen out of your control, but do your best to try to get the same type of tires on the vehicle instead of having mismatched. It's going to affect the performance, it looks silly. All right, this is a funny one. Giant wings, I'm talking about giant spoilers. Especially on front-wheel drive cars. There is no performance. You're just slowing down your car. It looks completely silly. I understand you're trying to look like a race car, but it looks really bad. And if you don't know if your car is front-wheel drive, look it up. Example would be most Hondas are front-wheel drive, except S2000s and NSX is Acura. But my point is, you'll see these cars, and it looks just incredibly silly. The last one on this list, for me personally, is really mismatched body kits. And what I mean by that is like, hey, this is a certain type of body kit, and it's got the lines that are supposed to go, but then you've got, well, I've got 2 different or 3 different body kits added to it, so it's going in one line, then all of a sudden the line's up here. It doesn't look right. It looks silly. It's like wearing a good suit, you know? You want to look good in it. You want it to look right.
You take this outfit home and you burn it.
Right, so mismatched body kits is obviously worse. Now, guys, I know there are a ton, and I'm actually looking forward to your comments and sharing. You guys please share this with others. It really helps a lot. But I'm looking forward to your comments. There was a bunch more people saying it could be the stickers, it could be murdered out, springs. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Keep an eye out also for our Instagram. If you're on the Mod Bargains Instagram, the Q&A on this channel will be available on there as well. Anyway, again, I'll talk to you guys on the next Talking Mods. Thanks again.